Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my hope that this video is going to find you in good health. Kisumu is fine. No any bad news from this side. I don't know where you're watching this particular video from. But I want to tell you one thing. That President Uhuru and Raila is a very happy man today. That Raila Amolo Odinga is a very happy man today. The One Kenya Alliance leadership is now willing to work with AZIMIO movement. And for those who've been following the politics of this country, President Uhuru and Raila has always wanted the former NASA principles to unite. But because of individual interest, that was not possible. So William Samoei Ruto, in his own wisdom, thwarted President Uhuru Kenyatta's plan to unite the former NASA principles. So he picked Musalia Mudavadi and he picked Wetangula from the group, which meant that the group was now split into two. And strategically, the group then moved very fast and brought on board Cyrus Jirongo to replace Mudavadi, Weta by the way, and Martha Karua to replace Musalia Mudavadi. And they've been meeting. And the president at some point even told the former NASA principals that they needed to work together and agree on a single individual, and that the president was actually going to support that individual for the presidency. That did not happen. So when William Ruto picked Mudavadi and Weta from this group, President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga were taken aback. Because by that time, President Uhuru Kenyatta had agreed to support Raila Odinga. And Raila Odinga was facing one major challenge: the effect of falling out of NASA. And now he was also dealing with the fact that Musalia Mudavadi and Wetangula had actually joined William Samoei Ruto. But the One Kenya Alliance leadership are now saying, of course, they've been very clear that they cannot work with William Ruto, but they are now willing to work with Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta. But they're putting tough demands. So in this video, I want us to look at the demands they are putting on the table and whether Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta will be willing to agree to those demands. But before we go into all those details, please, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, I know most of you are not watching for the first time. If you're watching it for the first time, please click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support. I want to be very brief because there's a video I want to do. William Ruto and Musalia Mudavadi and Wetangula are in Vihiga County. Musalia Mudavadi organized a homecoming today in his own country. But I've observed that allies of the Deputy President, Boni Halwale, Rashid Echesa, and many others actually boycotted this event. That's a juicy news which we need to know, to figure out. But let us wait until that time. So let me be very brief and deal with this particular matter of the demands. Early this week, or was it late last week, One Kenya Alliance leadership held a meeting in Nairobi. And they promised Kenyans that they were going to make an announcement, volcano. That volcano was going to erupt in this country. That volcano never erupted. What they told us was that they agreed to sign some deeds of agreement, which was actually binding them together. So it means from that time up to now, any decision one party in the alliance will make will bind all of them. So it has to be collective agreement. But behind the scenes, one of the things these guys were supposed to do on this particular day was that they were supposed to announce that they were going to support the AZIMIO La Umoja movement. That did not happen because there are hardliners, especially in Kalonzo Musyoka's camp. These hardliners insisted that Kalonzo Musyoka and Wiper were not going to support Azimio. And that's why on that particular day, instead of this meeting taking place at 10 a.m., it ended up around 2. The headliners had their way. So that announcement of joining AZIMIO La Umoja did not take place. And if you follow politics, the next day, Raila Odinga organized a meeting with the professionals from Ukambani region. That meeting was attended by Kibufa Kibwana, Ngilu, and those who support Azimio. The idea behind that meeting was that in case Kalonzo Musyoka was not willing to play balls, then that group was going to embark on aggressive campaigns. Because the other thing we must agree is that where One Kenya Alliance leadership are today, they are going to play a key role in the politics of this country. If they decide to support RUTO, RUTO will easily win. If they agree to support Raila, then Raila Odinga will have a higher chance again of winning. So they know and they understand the position they hold. Now, let us now focus on the demand they are putting on the table. The first demand they're putting on the table is that they want the position of running mate. Now, Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta entered into handshake in March 2018. And they've been planning for the presidency. And at some point, they wanted One Kenya Alliance movement to be on board. They declined. So President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga started working on their strategy. And they involved the what I call the Mount Kenya Foundation, which has actually played a key role in Raila Odinga's politics up to this stage. So this Mount Kenya Foundation came up with a proposal for the running mate. And the name was that of Peter Kenneth. So as we speak now, the person who was being pushed as a running mate is actually Peter Kenneth. But One Kenya Alliance leadership entered into some agreement with Martha Karua. And the mere fact that Martha Karua is now a co-principal in One Kenya Alliance movement, in my view, is strategic. One Kenya Alliance leadership wants Martha Karua to be the running mate to Raila Amolo Odinga. And that's why Peter Kenneth has actually escalated his activities in the larger Mount Kenya region. The choice of Martha Karua is informed why One Kenya Alliance leadership is fronting Martha Karua is by the fact that Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta are keen on getting a running mate from the larger Mount Kenya region. And the mere fact that Martha Karua comes from the Mount Kenya region also give her head start. She will be easily accepted. In fact, even ODM supporters are in agreement that Martha Karua, Peter Munya, the two, are better than Peter Kenneth. But in the larger Mount Kenya region, anytime opinion poll is conducted, Peter Kenneth is almost emerging as the top guy there. So the question is, will Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta agree to Martha Karua being the running mate? In my view, that's something they can easily agree to. Will Mount Kenya Foundation agree to that? Of course, because Martha Karua is a Kikuyu, so they can easily agree to that. That's the first demand, the running mate. The second demand they're putting is that they want 50% of government. So it means if we are going to have 16 cabinet secretaries, they want to be given 8. So that 50% remains between Uhuru and Raila. I see a problem there. That cannot happen. That's nusu mkate. Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga have a stake in this government. So in my view, they will agree to these guys, but I don't think they can agree to a situation where these guys have a running mate, then they have 50%. Maybe that number could be reduced to 25%. Of course, if you are negotiating and you know you are negotiating from the position of strength, it will mean that you start from higher. But that one I can tell you is not going to happen. And that's normally what causes what is called betrayal in politics. Because Raila Odinga can easily tell them, yes, we are game. Uhuru Kenyatta will tell them, yes, we are game. They submit the documents to the register of political parties. But then when the government will be formed, they will identify Kambas or maybe some Kalenjins but not necessarily allies of these two gentlemen, and they'll make them ministers or cabinet secretaries. I think one Kenya Land's leadership must just be innovative enough and stop putting the kind of demands they're trying to put. Of course, they know that they'll be critical. In fact, they can even force a runoff if they are serious. But demanding 50%, that's a dream. Kalonzo, Gideon Moi, Cyrus Jirongo, and Martha Karua demanding 50% of this government. My friends, I don't think it will work, because Uhuru and Raila then will mean they are going to get 25-25. Raila is the presidential candidate. So since Raila can get 50%, then he shares the rest with the rest. Uhuru, Kalonzo, Martha Karua, and the rest. But let us wait and see. The other demand they are putting is the Nairobi governor. Who are they going to front for the Nairobi gubernatorial seat? That can only happen if Kalonzo Musyoka will agree to take over Nairobi. In that case, I personally agree that can happen. But Uhuru and Raila already have a candidate for Nairobi. Raila is pushing for Tim Wanyonyi. Uhuru is pushing for Richard Ngatia. And for me, if you ask me, chances of Richard Ngatia winning are so high, because there is no way the Kikuyu nation or the larger Mount Kenya nation can not produce a president and also fail to produce a governor for Nairobi. But in case where Kalonzo Musyoka will be willing to be the Nairobi governor, I mean, that's something I think Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga would not have problems with, because Kambas will easily vote for him. The ODM supporters will easily vote for Kalonzo as the governor for Nairobi. Kikuyus will have a choice to make. If they have a running mate, they can still vote for him, especially if the AZIMIO movement now will have as a senator as a Kikuyu. Like if Minor Commander will be the Senate or someone else. Because you see, if Ngatia is going to run as the gubernatorial candidate, the equation in Nairobi is also going to change. Passaris, who is the women rep, and Rachel Sebesh, who is aspiring women rep, will be out of the equation, because you can't have a Kikuyu governor and a women rep. Then also the Senate. In that case, Minor Commander will forfeit ambitions of becoming the next senator for Nairobi. But if it's Kalonzo Musyoka running for the governor, then it means they can be given the Senate or even the women rep, or even both. So a lot of things are going to happen moving forward. The other thing they are demanding is zoning. And in my view, this zoning will only apply to Kambas. If you were to zone Rift Valley and give it to Kanu, that will still be okay. But you can't give Rift Valley, Narok, and Kajiado. For example, you can't give Kanu Turkana, but you can say, let Kanu have Pokot. Where's Pokot there? Let Kanu have Baringo. That one they can easily agree to. For Jirongo, this guy can say, okay, we go to Kakamega or Vihiga, become a governor there. So zoning can happen. But what Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga are looking at is that they want to have as many members of parliament as possible under AZIMIO. So they kind of do zoning, but control zoning, where other parties will also be given a chance to compete. If they'll be told that in this area, this party is popular, but their candidate is not very popular. I don't know what you think. But that's my take. Tukutane next. Why RUTO allies from Western Kenya boycotted Musalia Mudavadi's event. Thank you guys, and please, may you have a good day. Bye-bye.